You are listening to Reels Movie Podcast. I am your host, Z. And before I get into this review, let me remind you to subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment below, hit that bell for notifications, and you'll never miss a future episode. Time to find out more about who Annabelle is. So let's check out the sequel to Annabelle, and that is Annabelle Creation. 12 years after the tragic death of their little girl, a doll maker and his wife welcome a nun and several girls from a shuttered orphanage into their home, where they become the target of the doll maker's possessed creation, Annabelle. After watching the very first Annabelle movie, I was very angry because there are so many questions unanswered. Thankfully, Annabelle Creation answered those questions. So I repeat my thought from my review of Annabelle. Why didn't they just fucking release this movie first? Would the box office performance been any different? I really don't think so. The budgets aren't stupid high for these movies. So I really doubt it would have made any type of difference box office performance either or. People still love these movies and would have made a big profit. So I just don't know their reasoning behind the release of Annabelle compared to Creation. So, who is Annabelle? She was a young girl whose father was a doll maker, and she was killed by being hit by a car. Then the parents stupidly prayed to anyone or anything to help bring their daughter back, and a demon agrees to it and is latched on to Annabelle, and its spirit is transferred to a doll. And the parents lock the doll in a closet after it's been blessed by priests. That is a brief synopsis of a well told story on how this demon came about and it being part of the doll. I like the backstory about the demon and the doll. The demon still wants a soul, as explained in the first movie, and it finally gets its way when Janice, one of the orphans, finds the doll and the demon possesses her. I really did like that it came full circle with the ending of Creation. Then it circles back to the beginning of the first Annabelle movie. It makes sense and it does open up a whole new door for the universe. And also in Creation, we actually get to see a brief moment with the nun. So that will begin that series as well. It's a very small moment, very, but it's hinted at, and we obviously learn about that from last year's release of The Nun. We do get similar scare tactics from the first one. These ones are subtle and they actually are built up. You do see the scares coming, so don't think that you don't. But with how they did it, it was pretty damn cool. I actually did love the transformation from Annabelle or Janice to the demon. That was a pretty cool visual to actually watch it happen. They did go the same route with the jump scares, but they took a new turn. I think mostly that came from the director David Sandberg, who directed the feature Lights Out. That was based on his amazing short Lights Out. I think I did like the advancement they did with the scares. They are similar, but it's a new take on them. Throughout the other movies of the Conjuring universe, it is said how evil the Annabelle doll is. Thankfully, this one actually shows it. This demon actually tries to kill Annabelle's parents. And even though they are off screen, the mom's death is very cool to look at. Her body's hung up on the wall, half her torso's taken off. Pretty cool visual to see. But the dad's death is a typical off-screen paranormal kill. Kind of think of it how it was in the beginning of The Ring. But the lead up to his death was rather corny with some horrid special effects, with his fingers breaking while he's holding a cross to protect himself from the demon. But this is a very welcome change that we are actually getting some creative kills in this universe as opposed to just some scares and everybody makes it out alive. One thing that I find very laughable with the demon is that it can go anywhere at any time and transform into anyone at any time, but yet locked doors are its weakness. I just thought that was so stupid and yet funny. Now, I do have to talk about the acting because it is all over the place. Talitha Bateman, who plays Janice, is very hot and cold. She wasn't anything special until she actually is possessed by the demon. Then her character really opens up and she becomes entertaining. Anthony Paglia and Miranda Otto are Annabelle's parents, and Miranda was seriously misused here. Her entire time in the movie, she's confined to a bed, and we barely even see her or even talk to her character until the end. We see her brief moments, but she's never really used until the end. Anthony's characters looked like he was sleepwalking through this and seemed like he didn't want to be there. Then, outside of Linda or Janice's orphans characters, the other girls don't really matter. They do get their tense scenes, especially in the barn at the end with the scarecrow. Carol, the other orphan girl, has that moment, but it is there. Like the orphan girls, and really with the nun as well, they hold no weight to the story and are just there for cheap scares. I am going to give Annabelle Creation a C. Thank you for listening to this episode of Reels Movie Podcast. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment below. Tell me your thoughts about Annabelle Creation. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you later.